Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mr. Death Breath, where I do spoiler-free film reviews and sometimes celebrity interviews. So today, we're doing something a little different. This isn't a theatrical film, this is actually a short indie film from the one and only Geekoutcinema. If you remember a while back, I actually had him on my channel a few times. In addition, I actually promoted this film, The Rage. So, let's talk about The Rage. Okay, so let's get into it, the plot. Without spoiling anything, because this film is going to be at festivals, and that's the plan. Essentially, the plot is, we know our grandparents. But do we really know our grandparents? Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. So let's get into the good. The good, right off the bat. This is Steven Derock, a.k.a. Geekoutcinema's first feature, or first film specifically. And he wrote and directed this film. He does a phenomenal job. Visually, it's outstanding. There's never any shaky camera, nothing that ever seemed amateur. Everything looks phenomenal. He does an outstanding job with the way he shoots, his cinematography, his lighting. It absolutely looks incredible. In addition, the script was well written. Jacqueline Steinstra does a phenomenal job as the granddaughter Lori. Every time she delivers a line, it's believable, well written, well done. She nails it. It's such a casual flow of how she handles things that there's never any doubt that this is just a granddaughter visiting her grandmother. Okay, now we can get into the bad. Okay, so I don't want to judge too harshly because this is a newer film, and this also is a new project, I'm sure, for most of the people involved. But let's start first with the actress who played the grandmother, Sandra Kolpakau. Okay, first off, an amazing name, but that's not relevant to the rest of the video. So, Sandra, who played the grandmother, had moments where I completely bought that she was a grandmother. But then, there was many distracting moments throughout the film where I just couldn't believe her delivery. Now, this isn't a judgment on her acting, because I'm sure she's new to acting or hasn't been acting long, but unfortunately, it just was very distracting, and it was difficult to enjoy the film, because every time I caught a moment of bad acting, it took me immediately out of the film. And unfortunately, a majority of the performance consisted of that. Now, I understand being an actor is difficult. I struggled for 5 years trying to make an impact, and it was difficult and stressful. But there is a good and a bad, and unfortunately, that hits the mark. Another thing that really didn't work for me was the music by Josh Cook. Okay, so as you know, I love scores. I love them. I mean, one of my favorite scores of all time is The Gray. And as of recently, The Little Things with Denzel Washington had a great score as well. Didn't like the movie, but I liked the score. So scores are fantastic because, like I've said before, either it's a character or it's something that you notice very infrequently. Okay, but it's supposed to blend in like camouflage. You know it's there, and sometimes you acknowledge it, sometimes you don't. But when you acknowledge it, it's a treat. Now, unfortunately, with the score, it just was distracting. It sounded like it was something out of the Goosebumps TV show. Or like, it just felt very hokey, unfortunately. Now, this isn't a critique on Josh Cook's abilities. It's not to say that he's a bad music composer, but it's more specifically that maybe he wasn't the right choice for this film. Unfortunately, it was distracting, and it really took me out of the film the majority of the time. I want to say about, it is 12-minute runtime. It was difficult to enjoy because of that. But that being said, let's wrap it up. Let's give it a rating. So what are we going to give this on a scale of 1 to 10? The Rage, Steven Derock's directorial film debut, aka Geekoutcinema's first foray into filmmaking. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The story was entertaining. The acting was pretty good for the most part. And it was well shot, it was beautiful, and it was an enjoyable 12 minutes. Now, I would say go watch this movie like I usually tell you, or go check it out, but unfortunately, it's not going to be available anytime now. It's going to be in film festivals. Nonetheless, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you soon.